Welcome back. We'll start with the linked list today. Now today's topic would be the singly linked list where we will cover the insertion and deletion cases. Now, so we will see three different cases for insertion in a singly linked list. So in this particular algorithm, we are trying to insert a node at the beginning of a linked list. Now what the idea here is how to perform or do this operation is actually simple. What to do? Suppose you want to insert a node at the beginning of the linked list. Suppose this is the existing linked list you have already available to you. So this is the existing linked list and you want to insert a node at the beginning. So first you have to allocate a memory to the new node. So these are the steps. You have to allocate a memory to the new node and put up the data that you want to store into the data part. Okay. Now once you have added the new node as the first node, so what you have to do now, this address should contain, this should contain the address of the first node or not. In this case, whatever the start contains, see the start contains the address of first node. Similarly, whatever the start contains, if I put it up here, obviously it will start pointing it here, and then you have to update the start from here to here. This should start pointing to this node. In this way this algorithm works. Okay, so we'll take a small existing linked list. Just will take a small, so it will just give you an idea how to perform. Okay, suppose the addresses are 10, 20 and 30. So it will contain 10, it will contain 20 and it will contain none. We have something called as the start. That has an address 10. Means it is storing address 10. It is pointing to the first. This is a one-way linked list I have. Now, whenever you want to allocate a memory, you have to check into a avail list. What is the purpose of avail list? It maintains the location of the free addresses in a particular, it is just meant to store the addresses. So avail list basically store the free spaces. Now what the step number 1 says, if the avail is equal to null, this means you do not have any free space. I am repeating again, if avail is equal to null, this means you do not have any free space. This means you already have, whatever the memory that has been you have is already full. In this case we will return write overflow and we will go to the step number 7, that is exit. Means if you can't avail the memory, obviously you cannot insert a node. So what is the need of availing a memory? Because you have to create a node. So creating a node means you should need a memory basically. Now after this, suppose this is not the case, you have some memory available and the most of the hardware this time does not have a memory shortage. So in the step number 2, what it says, from avail list create a new node. From avail list create a new node. So a new node will be created. Suppose it is a new node and suppose the address is like 1000. Take as 100, no issue. And avail is equal to avail next. So avail will start pointing to the next free space. So this is the path. Now this step number 1, 2, 3 will come into every insertion algorithm, because every insertion algorithm will first allocate a memory. Once the memory has been allocated, then any operation will start. So that's why the step number 1, 2 and 3 will be common in all the insertion algorithms in a linked list basically, if it is to be more precise. Now what the first step says, step number 4, whatever you have the new node, see this particular node is being pointed by this pointer new node. Data part, fill up the value. Suppose I want to insert 98. I've inserted here. Okay. Now it says whatever the start contains 10. Copy into the new node next. So I will what the start contains 10. So I will copy 10 here, and so once it is 10, it will start pointing to this node. Okay. Now whatever the address of the new node you have, whatever the address of the new node, that is 100, give the address to start. So what will happen after the step number 6? This particular link will be disabled. This particular link will be disabled, and because of the step number 6, it will be updated to 100. This 10 will be updated to 100, and then start will pointing at this particular node. So this means the first node in the list is now the newest added node represented by the new node. So in this way you can insert a node at the beginning of a linked list. The time complexity would be order of 1 because we are just updating how many pointers? 2 pointers, and that is a constant amount. So that is the worst case order of 1. If you have to insert in the beginning, the complexity would be order of 1. Now go to the insertion at the end of the linked list. So we'll go to see the diagram first. Now what the idea is, suppose this is the existing linked list you have. This is the existing linked list you have. Now after that, we want to insert a new node. So first we will allocate a memory for the new node. So this is our new node. You have allocated a memory, and you fill up the data value. Since the node that you are trying to insert is going to be the last node in the list, so you can also mark this thing as a null. Okay, so the data has been filled, the link part has also been filled as the next part. Then I will start a PTR from here at the first node in the list. I will start a PTR from here, and then it will traverse to the last node in the list. So idea is I have to traverse till here. So the PTR will point here. After this, I have to just add some of the changes some of the pointers. So it is like, now after that what will happen, the PTR will start pointing to this node, and that is only the case. Well, since PTR will reach here, it will start pointing to this node. You have to then store the address of this particular node, that is the new node, into the PTR next part. By default it is null, you have to put up the address there. We'll see now. So let me create a singly linked list first. I'm taking the small example. Okay, so this is going to be the last node in the list. How to represent the last node? It should be marked as a null. We have something called as a start, it is pointing to this node. So step number 1, 2, 3 will remain same, and it is useful for creating a new node. So after this, a new node will be created. Once it will allocate a memory from the avail list, a new node will be created. New node. Okay, once the new node has been created, so it will have some address like 1000. Take as 100 only. Has some address 100. Now, so step number up to 3 has been done. But the step number 4 says, whatever the new node data part, see this is the new node data part, put up the value that you want to. Suppose I want to insert 9. Okay. And then since this node is going to be the last node in the list, mark this thing as a null also. Okay. Now PTR equal to start, so the PTR will start pointing here. So the PTR will start pointing here. And while the PTR next not equal to null, see the PTR next here it is not equal to null. Suppose the address are like 10, 20, 30 and 40. So the address is. So the address here would be 20. It should be 30. It should be 40. Okay. So this is the case 30, 10, 20, 30, 40. These are the addresses. This is the default scenario. So the PTR will start here, and PTR while the PTR next not equal to null, while the PTR next is not null. Here the PTR next is not null. It will go set PTR equal to PTR next. So the PTR will here from here, it will jump to here. So the PTR will now point here. Okay, then we will check PTR next not equal to null. Yes, the PTR next is not null, it is 30. It will jump from here to here to this node. It will again check while the PTR next not equal to null, the PTR next is not equal to null here, it is equal to 40. So it will jump from here to here. And now after this again it will check it is a PTR, it is our PTR. Here it will check PTR next not equal to null, but the PTR next here is null, so it will stop. Okay, done. So after this means step number 5 is done. Step number 6, 7, 8 has also been done. Whatever is remaining is step number 9. What it says, it is simple line. Whatever the address you have in the new node, see the new node is pointing to this node, it has address 100. Copy it to the PTR next. So instead of this value, put up 100 here. Once you put up 100 here, this will start pointing to this node, and this is going to be the last node in the list. So you have added a node at the last in the linked list. Is it fine? Now what should be the complexity in this case? It should be order of n in any of the case at the best, worst or average. The reason is you have to traverse the entire linked list to reach to the last node. Once you reach to the last node, then only you can insert a new node. That's why the complexity would be order of n in the worst case. Is it fine? Okay. Now come to the insert a node after a given node, means you want to insert a node after a particular given node. Now how to detect after that particular node? You are taking a value, means after, suppose I will try to insert a node after the value 4. So whenever I got a number 4, I will insert it after that. Is it fine? Okay, we'll see with the diagram first, diagrammatic approach. Now in this case, what we have here is, so what we'll have is start this existing node. Suppose I want to insert after 3. Suppose I want to insert a node after 3, so I have to insert something here. I have to insert a node after here. I will allocate a memory and will put up the data part, and then I will start 2 pointers, one is PTR and 3 PTR. The purpose of PTR is to point a node ahead. I am repeating again, the purpose of PTR, what is the purpose of PTR? It should point a node ahead of the node that where we have to insert. I have to insert after 3, so the PTR will have to point at 4 and the pre-PTR will point at 3. So this is the case. The PTR and pre-PTR will go ahead. The PTR will always be one step ahead than pre-PTR. That it is called as the previous PTR. So the PTR will always be one step ahead than PTR, pre-PTR, and I have to stop when the pre-PTR reaches to that particular value. After that I have to insert. Once it is done, I will insert in this particular way, and this is done. We'll see again, don't worry. So let me create a single linked list first. So this is going to be the last node. Now once it is done, I will do with the start. Now suppose the values are 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, and 6 here. Suppose I want to insert after 4, so that is my target. I want to insert a node after 4, so this point, after this point I want to insert, here I want to insert something like this. Okay. Now after, so step number 1, 2, 3 will remain same. The step number 1, 2, 3, that is again it will, after the step number 3, has something called as a new node. I have a new node available. So it says whatever the value you want to insert with the step number 4, suppose I want to insert like 10. Okay. PTR equal to start, and it says whatever the start contains, PTR should have contains the same. So start contains the address of first node, so this is going to be the PTR. and whatever the PTR contains, the pre-PTR should have the same thing. Okay, now it says while repeat step 8 and 9 while the pre-PTR data not equal to num. Okay, what is my num? Num is 4 here. Until I reach the until the pre-PTR data is not equal to 4, I will continue this loop. What is the pre-PTR data? 2. The pre-PTR data is 2. 2 is not equal to 4. It says whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. The pre-PTR would be here and PTR equal to PTR next. So the PTR will come from here to here. Okay, the PTR will go step 1 and step here. We will again check. Okay, now it will check what is the current PTR. What is the current pre-PTR? Again this loop will continue. What is current pre-PTR data? 2. What is the current pre-PTR data? 2. 2 is not equal to 4. Then PTR, whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. The pre-PTR will jump from here to here. This is going to be the new pre-PTR. This is going to be the new pre-PTR and the PTR would be here. Okay, the PTR equal to PTR next. It will jump one step ahead. Okay, after this we will do what? And then again we will check the condition pre-PTR data not equal to num. What is the pre-PTR data? 3. The 3 is not equal to 4. The pre-PTR data not equal to num. What is the pre-PTR data? Pre-PTR data is 3. 3 is not equal to 4. So whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. So the pre-PTR will jump from here to here. It would be the pre-PTR and the PTR will jump from here to here. Just one step ahead and pre-PTR will always follow the PTR. Now again we will check the condition. Repeat step 8 and 9 while the pre-PTR data not equal to num. What is the pre-PTR data here? 4 and 4 not equal to 4 is false. This means the step number 7, 8, 9 has been done. The loop will not execute further. Now let me delete some of the portion here so that it will be clear, so it will explain more. So this is the condition. Okay, now after this what is the needful is you have to do 2 pointer changes and you are good to go. So how to do is it says whatever the new node address you have, whatever the new node address, suppose it is 100. If it is 100, copy it to the pre-PTR next. So it says whatever, see the pre-PTR is pointing this, pre-PTR and this is PTR. So whatever the pre-PTR, whatever the new node contains, address 100, copy to the pre-PTR next. So instead of pointing to this node now, let me delete this. The address would be what? 100 now. In this case, this means once it is 100, this will start pointing to this node. Okay. Now whatever the PTR consists, the address of this node, copy to the new node next. Suppose the address is like 200 here. I will put up 200 here. In this case, this will start pointing to this node. This means you have inserted a node after 4 and before 5. Is it fine? So that is all about the inserting a node in the beginning of a linked list. The complexity would be order of n. In the worst case, if you have to insert, suppose almost at the close to the end, the complexity would be order of n. Order of 1 in the best case. If somebody asks you to insert almost in the just after 1 or 2 node in the beginning, that is the best case. So worst case order of n, the best case order of 1, and that is all about inserting a node after a given node in a linked list. In the same way, see, you can consider this point also. You are inserting a node after 4, but also you are inserting a node before 5. In this case, you can do the work also. The both, it is just a parallel thing in the question. It is like insert after 4, or you can say the same question that you are inserting before 5. So just you have to consider in this particular manner. After insertion, we have three cases of deletion that you have to see. Now here, what is the first step that you have to understand? That is, what is the underflow. In the previous example, in the insertion, we are seeing something called as the overflow. What the overflow means? Overflow is like whenever you're trying to allocate a memory and the memories cannot be allocated to you because the memory is already full. Whenever the memory is already full, this means what? The memory is already full. This means you can't allocate a new memory. It is like an overflow. Now, what is underflow means? Underflow is a situation, means you're trying to delete something. Obviously, that thing should be present in the memory, then you can delete. Now, if you want, suppose you want to deleting a particular node in a linked list, that node should be, this is the minimum criteria, that this node should be present in that linked list. Suppose that that particular node is not present in the linked list itself. What you are going to do? Nothing. You can't do anything. That means if the start is equal to null, if a start is equal to null, this means the start is itself, the start is pointing to the null. If suppose the start is a pointer, it is pointing to the null, this means the linked list does not exist. Just return underflow and go to the step number 5, exit. Because obviously the linked list is not present, what we are going to delete. Suppose this is not the case, what should be done is, whatever the start contains, copy to the PTR. So whatever the start contains, copy to the PTR will now start pointing here. The step number 2 says whatever the start contains, copy to the PTR. So the PTR will point to this node. Okay, the PTR will point to this node, and the start equal to start next. So this is, suppose this is the node, the start is, means the start is pointing to this node this moment. It says the start is equal to start next. So the start will jump from here to here. The start will pointing to this node. And free PTR. So the free PTR will delete this node from the memory. This is like deallocating the memory, and this means you are deleted the first node in the linked list. Okay, so that is a way how you can delete the beginning or the first node in the linked list. The complexity would be order of 1 in the worst case, because you have to just remove 2 or 3 pointers and you are good to go. So that is a deletion case, means you are trying to delete a first node or the first node or the node in the beginning inside a singly linked list. Is it fine? Now second case, if I want to delete a node in the last. So we'll see an example, we'll see a diagram first. So this is the existing linked list I have. I want to delete the last node in the linked list. So I have to delete this node obviously, but apart from deleting this node, I have to mark this thing as a null. So that is my criteria. Means it is done, you are good to go. So what will I do? I will start two pointer. One is the PTR and one is pre-PTR. So this is PTR and this is pre-PTR. I will start two pointer and I will go in this particular fashion. If the PTR, the pre-PTR will always follow the PTR. I am repeating again. I will initialize two pointer PTR and pre-PTR in such a manner that the pre-PTR will always follow to the PTR. So whenever the PTR will reaches to the null, this particular node, the PTR, whenever the PTR will reaches to this particular node, obviously the pre-PTR will reach there. You can see here, once the PTR reaches here, the pre-PTR will reaches here, and then you can make pre-PTR next equal to null and free PTR. You are good to go. So that is the idea. So we'll see how this algorithm works. So the step number 1 will remain same, that is underflow condition in a deletion. After that, let me create some of the singly linked list. Let me create one singly linked list. So that is going to be my one singly linked list. This is the start. Now it says whatever the start contains, copy the that data to the PTR. So the PTR will now point to this particular node or not? Yes. So the PTR will point here, and whatever the PTR contains, the pre-PTR contains same. So the pre-PTR will also point here. Okay, let me create this linked list again because I have drawn in the next slide. Let me create this. That would be useful. Like in the next example, you can use in automation. We are deleting the last node in the singly linked list. So the idea is I will take two pointers, the PTR and pre-PTR. So the pre-PTR will always follow the PTR, and whenever the PTR reaches to the last node in the linked list, the pre-PTR would be a node just it will point, the pre-PTR will point just a node previous to the last node, and then we can do the deletion easily. Suppose this is the start. Okay, so it says whatever the start contains, the PTR contains same. So this means that now the PTR will also point to this node. Okay, the PTR will now point to this node, and so step number 2 is done. Go to the step number 3. It says while the PTR next not equal to null. The PTR next is not null obviously because it is pointing to this node. It is not null. Whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. So this means this is now going to be a pre-PTR. Pre-PTR will now point to this node, and PTR equal to PTR next. So the PTR will from here will jump to here. Same way, one step ahead. Now again check PTR next not equal to null. The PTR next here is not equal to null. So it says whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. So the pre-PTR from here will jump from here to here. That is the pre-PTR. And then PTR equal to PTR next. So the PTR will jump from here to here. We'll continue this fashion. In the same way the loop will continue. PTR next not equal to null here. So what it will do? PTR next not equal to null. This is true. So it will go inside the loop. It says whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. So the pre-PTR will jump from here to here. And PTR equal to PTR next. So the PTR will point from here to here. One more time we will do, and we are good to. So the PTR is now here. PTR next not equal to null. That is true. So whatever the PTR contains, the pre-PTR will jump from here to here. The pre-PTR will jump from here to here. And PTR will jump from here to here. Okay, so PTR will jump from here. It is done. So this means after the termination of this loop, you can say broadly the pre-PTR is pointing to this node, and PTR is pointing to this node. That is the idea. Once it is done, things are simpler here. What it says, it just suggests whatever the pre-PTR next. See, this is the pre-PTR next. This is the pre-PTR next. Mark it as a null. Once I mark it as a null, this link would be disabled. There is no link now. And then pre-PTR. This means you delete this node, you are good to. Once you deleted this node, you actually deleted the last node in the linked list. So that is all about. The idea is it will start with the two pointers, PTR and pre-PTR, is from the first node, and it traverse in this such pattern that the pre-PTR will always follow the PTR, and whenever the PTR reaches to the last node in the linked list, the pre-PTR will just be a one node back, or in previous one, just a previous node in the respect of the last node, and then make the pre-PTR next equal to null. This means you have disabled the link of to the last node, and then free PTR, and that is all about the deleting a node at the end of a singly linked list. The complexity would be order of n, because you are traversing to the end of the singly linked list. That is order of n is the worst case. Now we'll go to the last part. What it says, I want to delete a node after a given node. Okay, the problem says I want to delete a node after a given node. What should be the idea here is, I will take two pointers basically. I will take two pointers here. The first would be the start, that is the default pointer. Now apart from the default pointer, I will take two pointers, that is the pre-PTR and PTR. Okay, is it fine? So the idea is, the pre-PTR will always follow to the PTR. So I will start like going one step ahead, one at a time. So the PTR will go ahead, then pre-PTR, PTR, pre-PTR. So we'll stop where the pre-PTR data, we will stop whenever the PTR reaches to that node where that particular node has to be deleted. Means I want, suppose in this case, I want to delete a node after 4. I'm repeating again, if I want to delete a node after 4, so I will stop whenever the pre-PTR data is pointing to that node. I'm repeating again, I have two pointers, PTR and pre-PTR. The pre-PTR always point to the node or always follow the PTR. In this case, I will start traversing this particular singly linked list, and in that case, suppose I want to delete after 4, I want to delete after 4, so I will stop whenever the pre-PTR data is equal to 4. Okay, so that is the idea, and then we will do some of the changes in the loop, and then we are good to, changes in the pointer, and then we are good to go up with the deletion. We'll see how to do. Now suppose this is the data, and the contents are like, so the content are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and I want to delete after 2. Suppose I want to delete after 2. Okay, just take as a after 3 I want to delete. Not an issue, it could be easy problem to understand. Suppose I want to delete after 3. So what is the case now? Step number 1, we'll check for the underflow condition. That is start equal to null, write underflow. The start is not null, go to step number 2. The PTR equal to start, so the PTR will pointing here, and PTR equal to pre-PTR, so the pre-PTR will also point here. So what is the idea? I have initialized two pointers. One is PTR, that is pointing to the start, means whatever the start contains, the pre-PTR contains the same, and then one more pointer called as a pre-PTR, that is pointing to the where the PTR is pointing. So it is the step number 2 and 3, that is PTR equal to start and pre-PTR equal to PTR. Now repeat step 5 and 6 while the pre-PTR data not equal to num. What is num? Num is 3. Num is 3 because I want to delete a node after 3. So num is the value. Now what is the pre-PTR data there? 1. 1 is not equal to 3. So we are inside the loop. It says whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. Okay. So whatever the PTR contains, I copy to the pre-PTR, and PTR equal to PTR next. So the PTR will jump from here to here. So the PTR will point from here to here. Now again it will check the condition. While the pre-PTR data not equal to num, what is the pre-PTR data? 1. 1 is not equal to 3. Whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. So the pre-PTR from here will jump from here to here. After this, what will happen? PTR equal to PTR next, so the PTR will point from here to here. Just one step ahead. Always you can see the pre-PTR is following the PTR. Now again it will check what is the pre-PTR there. 2. 2 is not equal to 3. Whatever the PTR contains, copy to the pre-PTR. So the pre-PTR will now jump from here to here. And then PTR equal to PTR next. So the PTR will jump from here to here. Now hopefully it is done up to this. Now it will check again. Pre-PTR data equal to not equal to. Now what is the pre-PTR data here? It is 3. You can see here the pre-PTR data is 3 here, and 3 not equal to 3 is false. This means the entire step number 4, 5, 6 is done. You are done with the loop. Now so let me delete some of the things here. Whenever this loop terminates, what is the scenario is the pre-PTR is pointing to this node. And the PTR will point to this node. Okay, so pre-PTR will point to this node and PTR will point to this node. Whatever the PTR contains, copy to the temp. So it will point to the temp now. Now whatever the PTR next, what the PTR next? What is this address? Copy to the, so whatever the address this particular node contains, see here, whatever this it is containing the address of this node. Suppose the addresses are like 10, 20, 30. This is just the random addresses I am giving for better understanding. 40 and 50. So these are the what we say as the array content. In this case, what we have to do is this is by default it is containing what, 40? Sorry, 50. Address of the next node containing 50. In this case, what I have to do, whatever the PTR next contains, copy to the pre-PTR next. So this is pre-PTR next, update 50 here. This means it will start directly pointing to this node. Is it fine? And then free temp. What the idea says, whatever the PTR next contains address of this node, that address should be copied to the pre-PTR next, and then free temp. You are done with the deletion. So in this case, you have deleted a node after 3. So that is the question. Complexity would be order of n. In worst case, means you have to suppose you have to delete a node almost at the end, and the best case would be order of 1. Whenever you have to delete in the node in the almost at the beginning, like after 1 or 2 nodes. That is the best case, depending on the place where you have deleted. So that is all about the insertion and deletion in a SIGLI linked list. Thank you.